Legacy doesn't come to fruition accidentally. It requires a vision worthy of pursuing, but not just any vision, something you are willing to fight for. It requires a level of devotion that few possess. The truth is, we all end up at the finish line regardless of the intentionality of our actions. However, those who think legacy with every step land on the right target. Those who do not, well, they miss the mark. Devotion simply means if it's worth doing it right. Cutting corners is not in our vocabulary. Building stories that last, yeah, that's more like it. You don't often just suddenly wake up one day with a dream. It builds over time. It comes from lessons hard fought and hard earned, from painful mistakes and learning the hard way. Much the same, our clients approach us with their vision to build a training oasis. Each one has a different story and often different reasons, but the end goal is always the same. Build something that lasts, build it right from day one, and build it with legacy in mind. When you act on legacy mindset, you operate differently. You suddenly realize that the cost isn't what you pay today, it's what you don't need to fix tomorrow. When you look at this blank slate, you immediately realize that nothing was created by chance. From the berm layout to the water management to how you enter and exit the range, everything was built with vision in mind. Solving this equation simply requires a commitment to going all the way. And that's where we step in from day one. We offer confidence in knowing that when TA builds it, we build it right the first time. We fought this battle over 11 years so you don't have to. And from the start, we capture your vision and put it into reality. And the first thing that we're gonna do is lay out a little map when we're on site. Because the reality is we've had tons of conversations up to this point. We've laid out the theories, we have understood the objectives of the client, what they're trying to achieve with the property. But once dirt starts getting moved, trees are getting removed, and the final layout is in place, things can change. So I like to sit down, take a couple minutes to lay out this little map, and then take those objectives that the client is trying to achieve, and then lay out the steel in a way that makes sense. So I'm thinking of things like, are they looking for deep transitions? Do they want to move around a lot? Is this just a fun range where people want to stand under a structure like this, not have to move anywhere, but you've got tons of versatility downrange? The reality is, based on that end goal, we are going to change the layout of the steel and fine tune it for that particular use case. Most of the systems are very portable, but with things like the Phoenix, it's really important at the beginning that we place it in the perfect position. There's a common theme on these range builds, and that theme is structure and planning. So we take that plan that we talked about, we build out this visual of what this range can be, but that plan falls apart if we don't have an organized system from our manufacturing in our shop to the way that we pack the skids and ultimately deliver them to the client. So when you get skids delivered to your range, they're going to look very similar to this. They're packed securely in a way that everything's going to arrive properly. We have established over the last decade an amazing freight network to get shipments to the customer. But even further, our shop team is going to pre-assemble as much as possible so we can be extremely efficient during the setup. And then we're also going to have pack lists like this included with every single skid so that our field install team can read the pack list, understand the product, and lay it out in the most efficient manner. Because one of my favorite things to do with a client when we're doing an install is that first range break-in. And with that, vision starts to become reality. I've said it before, talk is cheap. Show me what you really mean and build what you say you can build. This entire range is centered around creating a private training oasis, a layout that is functional, adjustable, and robust. This didn't need to be an extreme long distance range. Instead, the owner wanted 40 yards deep and 30 yards wide, ample space for movement, transitions, and all areas of defensive firearm training. This is a place for friends and family to train privately. The range requirement was to build something that could accommodate serious courses of fire and also a group of friends just having a blast. It needed to be turnkey, virtually no maintenance. Reliability and safety were paramount. Like the vast majority of our range builds, this property is full of our premium AR-550 systems, all built with our armored posts to eliminate the headaches of 2x4 boards. And during the process, we work with you to fine-tune the plan, weigh the options, and adjust the placement to perfectly suit your training objectives. that. And then you could also pull the string from under the roof here if you're out in the rain or something like that. The other option would be we put it down far in the right. That way, if you wanted to stretch the distance with pistols, you could be up here on this road, you could be back here. When legacy drives your actions, the systems on your range must be different. Purchasing questionable systems sabotages the desire to build a premium range. Every decision for this was made with maximum versatility in the layout in mind. Whether training with pistols, rifles, or pistol caliber carbines, every target system downrange was hand-selected to fit the need. From our Phoenix plate rack, to our dueling trees, to our double falling tree, VTAR poppers, reduced C-zone, mini vital zone, cardboard targets, and our cardboard bases, every box was checked to ensure that this owner can simply show up, load mags, and train. And that's half the battle range owners face: guessing, shooting from the hip, and regretting later. We remove that from the equation when we work with property owners to develop a legacy range, because at the end of the day, what matters most is building something the owner is proud to step foot on, a place that drives them to train more, to become a capable provider and protector. The driving force behind our actions is an audacious vision to revitalize shooting ranges across the country, teach people how to build and maintain differently, start from the ground up, and rebuild the foundation. You see, shooting ranges are required for us to pursue TA's true vision. We exist to inspire individuals to become capable providers and protectors. Without quality ranges across the country, that vision becomes extremely difficult to accomplish. When you raise the tide of ranges, you set a different bar. You now create a metric that all other ranges will be measured against, and that ultimately makes us all better. Whether you are building a private range for your personal use or launching a commercial range to inspire your community to train well, there is a battle in front of us. But I truly believe now is the time. I believe in this vision of quality ranges across the country that I'm proud to put our name behind. And that's the best part. When we build your range, you come into the TA fold. A vast network of capable individuals in pursuit of the same thing: legacy, impact, and vision. The common denominator of ranges are poorly built and poorly managed ranges, and that is consistent across the entire country. And I have a lot of theories as to how we got there and why most ranges that you will set foot on are lacking in many areas. In fact, they're pretty consistent no matter which range you go to. And eventually I do plan to dive a little bit deeper into that, because if you are a range owner or you're trying to build a private range like this, all of the principles apply. They all stack either for you or against you. It doesn't matter what you're doing in life. If you cut corners and you take the shortcut, you ultimately pay for it in the end. And this particular range that I'm standing on today in Tennessee blew my mind when we showed up. Now, how this typically works is we have clients reach out to us. They will ask us a bunch of questions about their land layout. I'm pulling up Onyx, I'm looking at maps and topographical maps. We're getting into our CAD software and laying out bays so that people can understand how they can position the steel targets. That's the normal trajectory. With this particular range, this client had their own contractor out here who just so happens to have an excellent understanding of what it takes to build a quality shooting range. And it was amazing to step foot out onto this property and see what they have built. And I told them when we were talking earlier that they're in the 1% of ranges because of the most simple, basic principles that should be something that you see at every single range, but they are not. So it boils down into about 4 different things. Those 4 different things, when I say them to you, it's gonna be like, duh, of course you need to have those things, but it is consistently something that ranges screw up and they ultimately pay for. So the first is always gonna be the berm layout. I can't tell you how many times we've shown up on a range and the berms are either too low or non-existent, or there's just a pile of logs downrange or railroad ties, or you name the things that we've seen over the years. When you are building a berm, you have to build it right. Once that berm has 20,000 pounds of lead in it, it becomes very difficult to manage or rework. So it's important to do it right the first time. These berms here are the perfect height. They protect rounds that hit the ground and skip, but they also went one step further. They put netting over the dirt and they planted grass. Again, it's common sense. When rain falls like it is now, if you've got bare dirt all over the range, that dirt goes down the hill and ultimately your berms over time shrink. The second thing is berm layout as far as spacing. Most ranges don't have 30 yards wide, and on a private range, you can get away with it. This one's probably about 25 yards wide. For this particular use case, it's absolutely perfect. But if you're a commercial range, having too narrow of a bay limits what you can actually do with the property. When you are turning away classes that have 24 students, you're turning away revenue for your property, and that's a major problem. I see it all the time. Instead of just making big bays, commercial ranges will come in and say, no, we're gonna make 10-yard wide bays and we're gonna have 30 of them. And because of that, they end up not utilizing the space properly for realistic training applications. And again, that affects the top line revenue. Speaking of rain, the other thing ranges don't ever seem to get right is drainage. And if you go around this entire bay here, the ground that they used is a specific type of material. I think they called it pug. So it drains very well. Water doesn't pull up on the surface, but the whole range is sloped toward the outside where they have a drainage system that is going to take the water off of the property. Coupling all of those things together, now you have the ability for water to basically egress off the property instead of destroying the flat range that you just built. So they have crushed stone, they have this really thin granule stone on top. Everything drains perfectly. You couple that with the berms and the distances that we have here, and they've already checked off so many of the boxes. And the last step that I would say that ranges must have if you're serious about your backyard private range or commercial range, that's the right target systems. So when you look at this range, the only thing out here are the Exodus AR550 target systems. We got a bunch of reactive targets, the Phoenix plate rack, dueling tree, our poppers, the whole 9 yards. So this client understood from the beginning that they wanted to build something elegant, something that's gonna last forever. And because of that, they put into practice from that vision, an excellent plan that they ultimately followed through on. If I could see every single range in the United States following those 4 things, you as a consumer going to ranges would see a totally different experience every single time you go out training. So I've got a question for you. If you know of a range in the United States that needs TA targets to come in and consult, help lay out berms, and get quality targets, I want to talk to you, and I would love for you to refer them to us. Just have them email info@tatargets.com. Let's keep building quality ranges across the country.